Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie with Immersive Spirit. Welcome to your astrological insights for the week of February 23rd, 2026. This week's not about pushing forward blindly. It's not about hustling harder. It's not about forcing clarity. This week is about our intentional realignment. We're working with Mercury stationing retrograde in Pisces really late Mountain Standard Time on February 25th. A moon journeying through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and into Leo. A significant square between Mars and Uranus on February 27th. The Sun meeting the North Node in Pisces. That's a lot of energy and a lot of emotion. So let's translate it into regular terms. This is not a push harder week. This is a week of revisiting, refeeling, and soul searching. So we're going to zoom out first, and then we're going to zoom in and walk through each day. So late February 25th, early the 26th for many of you, Mercury officially stations retrograde into Pisces. In plain language, the planet that rules communication, technology, contracts, thinking, and decision making, it hits the brakes. When a planet stations retrograde, it appears to stop in the sky before moving backward. Energetically, this feels like a pause, a reconsideration, wait, let's review that. Now layer Pisces into this. Pisces is not logical. Pisces is intuitive. Pisces is emotional. Pisces is spiritual. Pisces dissolves boundaries and speaks through feelings, symbolism, dreams, and those subtle nudges. So when Mercury retrogrades here, it's not going to be just about typos and delayed emails. It's about where have you been trying to overthink something that needs to actually be felt? Where are you forcing logic onto something that requires that you surrender? What quiet intuition have you been dismissing because it wasn't rational enough for you? Pisces retrograde energy can feel really foggy, and that's because it's asking you to stop analyzing and start listening. This is a realignment as your inner compass. So you may be revisiting old emotional patterns, conversations that really require your compassion, creative ideas that just weren't ready before, or spiritual practices that you've drifted away from. This isn't about going backward, it's about retrieving wisdom that you skipped over. The moon shows us where our emotions are moving daily. Think of it as emotional weather. This week, we move through Taurus, which is steady, practical, and grounded. Taurus energy really wants security, financially, physically, and emotionally. You may crave some extra comfort, some stability, some routine. It's about building that solid footing before anything else shifts. Gemini then is curious, busy, and mentally active. Gemini energy can feel really scattered but very inspired. You may want to talk everything through, research, text, revisit ideas. But during a Mercury retrograde, Gemini energy is asking you, are you gathering information or are you just distracting yourself right now? Cancer's our moon's home sign. So when the moon enters Cancer, emotions get deep. Cancer rules the home, family, childhood, safety, and our emotional foundations. This part of the week may feel a bit tender for us, maybe nostalgic, protective. You may also feel called to rest and nest and reconnect with your roots. Set emotional boundaries. Cancer is going to remind us that you cannot shine outwardly if you don't feel safe inwardly. By Saturday, that moon enters Leo. That energy shifts because Leo wants you to be seen, express yourself, lead from the heart. But here's the key lesson of the week. You've got to feel emotionally safe and like our Cancer mode before you can confidently shine like Leo. So this week builds from your inner security all the way to your outer expression. Most electrifying part of our week, February 27th. Mars in Aquarius is going to square Uranus and Taurus. In everyday language, Mars is action, it's drive, anger, and momentum, while Uranus equates to shock, rebellion, awakening, and disruption. When they square, it's going to create friction, tension, restlessness. That's what squaring is. And this can look like a sudden urge to just break free from something that has been stagnant. Impulsive decisions, tech or financial surprises, or a breaking point moment. It's an unexpected breakthrough. Aquarius wants innovation, Taurus wants stability. So the tension becomes, are you clinging to comfort or ready for revolution. This energy can feel edgy, irritable, electric, but it's also breakthrough energy. If something cracks this week, ask, was it already unstable? Sometimes disruption is just the truth revealing itself. But move carefully, drive carefully, pause before reacting, but don't ignore that this is an awakening. At the same time, the sun meets the North Node in Pisces. The North Node represents your soul's growth path, your karmic destiny, your evolutionary direction. When the sun, your life force and identity, meets it, we get a spotlight on our destiny themes. So this may feel like a realization about where your life is actually heading. It's a choice point. It's a deeper awareness of your purpose. It's a calling you just can't ignore anymore. But because it's in Pisces, it's not going to be loud. It's going to feel like you just quietly know. You just know. And the universe is asking you, are you brave enough to follow what feels aligned, even if it disrupts your comfort? All right, now let's dig in and break this all down day by day for the week ahead. Monday carries a big mix of stability and sudden sparks. The moon in Taurus, as we talked about, harmonizes with Mercury, making a great day for practical tasks and grounded communication. However, the moon also meets Uranus, which can bring some of those unexpected insights or news. By evening, the moon enters Gemini, and your mind may start to feel a little more restless, a lot more curious. So, some highs for Monday is good grounded communication and some innovative practical solutions. Potential lows for Monday, little stubbornness, maybe some sudden emotional spikes. Our tone overall on the 23rd is steady, turning socially active and curious as we move on. Tuesday, we have our first quarter moon in Gemini, and that demands that you do something with the ideas that you've been gathering, right? And you've got a pile of them. A trine to Pluto offers transformative mental power, but a square to the North Node, there's those squares again, suggest a crossroads between what is comfortable and where you're actually destined to grow. Highs for Tuesday include mentally sharp focus, transformative insights. As we look at the lows for Tuesday, that could include some scattered energy or maybe ignoring your intuition over logic. Don't do that. Our tone overall, though, is it's pretty pivotal and mentally driven. Wednesday is a bigger pivot day for us. Mercury stations retrograde in Pisces just before midnight here, Mountain Standard Time, signaling that shift toward internal processing. The moon also enters Cancer, pulling your focus toward home and that emotional security. It's a day for nesting and reflection rather than forcing any of the external progress. Some highs for Wednesday are going to include deep intuition and emotional nesting. The lows to watch out for, those technical glitches, welcome Mercury retrograde, and the mental fog that's coming with it in Pisces. The tone overall for Wednesday, though, is pretty reflective and deeply sensitive. All right, Thursday, things get a little more serious. The moon in Cancer is squaring Saturn, which can feel a little bit like a reality check for all of us regarding our responsibility versus how we feel and what we emotionally think we need. However, supportive aspects to both Chiron and Vesta provide that bridge for our healing and dedicated work. Highs for Thursday, we have some grounded decision making and some great healing conversations. Lows, we may feel a little unsupported, maybe a little emotionally moody. The tone overall for Thursday is it's serious, but it's an emotionally mature day. Friday on the 27th, anchor point for this week. Mars is squaring Uranus, triggering those sudden changes and those breakthroughs. Simultaneously, the sun's meeting the North Node, highlighting our soul's trajectory. Late Friday night, Venus meets Mercury retrograde, and it's possibly going to be bringing a message from a person in the past, right? So they might be coming back into your field there. So it's a good day for breaking stagnant habits and destiny-driven clarity. Lows around it, keeping on the radar, impulsive accidents or outbursts, and emotional excess. So things to be aware of. The tone overall is it's another electrifying and very pivotal day for our week. The energy shifts on Saturday as that moon enters into Leo. After a deep week of processing, this is your time to shine and be expressive. A conjunction with Pluto adds deep passion to your creative or your romantic desires. Our highs for Saturday include confident self expression. Go for it, baby. Today is the day. And heart centered leadership. Lows to watch out for include those ego power struggles. That's a Leo thing. And attention seeking drama. Also a Leo thing, right? The lows of our signs of each one. The tone for Saturday is passionate and expressive. Welcome to March 1st. On Sunday, it's restorative for us. Mercury retrograde is harmonizing with Juno, making it the perfect day for reevaluating our partnerships or our soul contracts. The Leo moon is trining Chiron, offering that warm, healing energy to your sense of self. Our highs for Sunday are the heart to heart connections and personal healing we'll be feeling. One low point could be over explaining, yeah, well, everything on Sunday. The tone for Sunday, though, is overall restorative and courageous. So then, as we zoom back out of this, we see that this week is all about listening before acting. It's very emotional, right? Very highs and lows. Mercury retrograde reminds us to look for inward for our meaning. The Cancer to Leo moon tells us to nurture our foundation so that we can shine. Mars squaring Uranus says, be ready for the breakthrough. This is a week of intentional realignment. Trust this timing of your life. And if you want help understanding how these transits activate within your own personal chart, especially with Mercury retrograde and looking like it's turning back, I'd love to help you understand that and how it's unique in your own map. And if this forecast resonated, please like, subscribe, and share. And then I want you to let me know in the comments, what intuitive nudge have you been noticing lately and maybe avoiding? All right, thanks for joining. I'm Stephanie with Immersive Spirit, and until next week, stay grounded and keep looking up.